Before the video begins, a quick public service announcement. Please check out my second channel, Crasher Talks and More, and hit the subscribe button if you are into a more serious side of me, as well as some cringe humor. Now, on to the video. How's it going, everyone? You got your boy Corey here, aka Crasher, bringing you guys a new and exciting video, and ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a lot to get to here, so let's get started. Okay, so for those of you guys that don't know what took place yesterday, we had ourselves a huge Pokemon Direct drop on us, and what they dropped on us, my god, was just absolutely groundbreaking. So to be more specific, ladies and gentlemen, for Pokemon Sword and Shield, we have ourselves the expansion pass that got announced, and a lot of craziness came with it. We have ourselves 2 sets of downloadable content to look forward to later on this year. In June 2020, we are going to be having the release of the Isle of Armor, and in fall of 2020, we are going to be having the release of the Crown Tundra. And there's a lot of stuff that got revealed with it, so we're actually going to break this video up into 2 parts. The first part, we are going to be talking about everything that's been revealed for the Isle of Tundra, and for everything to look forward to when it comes to that. So with that said, guys, let's get started. So here's a brief summary of the Isle of Armor. The Isle of Armor is the first expansion pass. The areas here include beaches, forests, caves, and dunes with many Pokemon. It has a dojo run by the trainer Mustard, and you will face new rivals including Clara in Sword and Avery in Shield. This expansion also adds new tutor moves, allows for apricorns to be made into Pokeballs, and introduces the EXP charm, which increases the experience points your team receives. The dojo contains restricted sparring, provides specific battles that restrict the Pokemon that you can use, and various new conditions. Now honestly, ladies and gentlemen, no word of a lie, as soon as I seen the design revealed for the Isle of Armor, as soon as I seen the scenery, man, I was just like, oh my god. It feels like we are going back to the Alola region. It has a lot of similarities to the Alola region because the Alola region had a lot of beaches and water and, you know, forests and stuff like that. And we have ourselves very similar things here, you know? We have ourselves beaches, we have ourselves bogs, caves, forests, all that good stuff. And honestly, I can't wait to explore this amazing looking area. Now, we also have ourselves brand new characters introduced, including the mentor of Champion Leon being Mustard. I can't wait to see how that character is when the Isle of Armor gets released. And also, we have ourselves 2 brand new rivals, which are completely dependent on which version you play. We have ourselves Clara, who is a poison user for Pokemon Sword, and Avery, who is a psychic user for Pokemon Shield. And I'm also really excited to see that we have ourselves move tutors making a return, and this right here is just going to open up a lot of competitive possibilities depending on what the tutor moves list are and what Pokemon get access to those moves and all that. And on top of that, we also have ourselves a nice callback to the Gen 2 days with apricorns being made into Pokeballs, and we also have ourselves the EXP charm, which I am going to take a wild guess and say that it works just like the EXP share. And it also seems like, based on the last bit of the description here, that it's going to be very discipline based, and if that's the case, that is going to be really interesting to see just what goes on here overall when it comes to the main story in the Isle of Armor. I'm really excited about this. So ladies and gentlemen, moving on, we have ourselves a brand new legendary Pokemon that actually evolves. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We take a look, we have ourselves a brand new fighting type legendary known as Kubfu, and it evolves into Urshifu. Now, this actually has 2 separate forms. And if we actually go one step further, ladies and gentlemen, we can see in the type section here of its profile, we have 2 separate forms. We have the single strike style, which is said to be fighting and dark, and we also have ourselves the rapid strike style, which is said to be fighting and water. And if we take a look at its abilities section, we have ourselves a brand new, never before seen ability known as Unseen Fist, which currently there's no description for. And if we even go one step further, we can take a look at its evolutionary chain and its alternate forms more specifically. Urshifoo's form is dependent upon choices made during your adventure. Okay, so now I am super curious when it comes to that description right there. What do they mean by dependent on the choices that you make during your adventure? Like, that just got me super curious now. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves another evolutionary line when it comes to legendary Pokemon, much like in Gen 7, where we had ourselves a legendary evolution line when it came to Cosmog, into Cosmoem, into either Solgaleo or Lunala, depending on which version that you got. And now we're seeing similar here in Urshifoo's case. And as for its ability, Unseen Fist, I am super curious to know what that ability does. If I was to hazard a guess off the top of my head, I would say that it has something to do with powering up either fighting type moves or powering up punching moves. I know we have ourselves an ability like that in the form of Iron Fist, where it boosts the power of punching moves by 20%, but maybe we'll get a buffed up version of that. I don't know. Like, I am super curious about this, and I'm also really excited to see what its move pool is going to be like, what its stats are going to be like. But what do you guys think, ladies and gentlemen? What do you guys think about Urshifoo? What do you guys think about its brand new ability, Unseen Fist? What will it do in battle? What sort of impact will it have when it comes to battling? So coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves new Gigantamax Pokemon that are going to be dropping them bombs in the Isle of Armor. I'm so pumped up. We have ourselves Gigantamax Rillaboom, we have ourselves Gigantamax Cinderace, and we have ourselves Gigantamax Inteleon. The Galar starters are getting their own Gigantamax forms. Hallelujah, baby. And also, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves Urshifoo also getting a Gigantamax. Like, what the hell? That's just crazy. So I gotta say, honestly, I really love the designs of the Gigantamax Galar stars. Like, for one, Gigantamax Rillaboom has this badass drum set in its Gigantamax form. Like, oh my god. Honestly, it doesn't get much cooler than that, and if it were up to me, I don't think I'd come up with something much better than that. That is an absolutely clean design. And when it comes to Gigantamax Cinderace, man, I mean, that thing looks absolutely sick. Like, honestly, I love how it's standing on a gigantic Pyro Ball with white glowing eyes. Like, that right there just gives it a more cooler look, in my opinion. And as for Gigantamax Inteleon, like, oh my god, dude, it's literally on a sniper tower, you know? It's like 100+ feet up in the air, and it's aiming a freaking water gun at you, you know? It does not get any cooler than that, in my honest opinion. You know, that's like some James Bond shit right there, you know? We're talking like also Jason Statham kind of stuff, you know? That guy just, oh my god, like this... That Pokemon just got so much cooler, bar none, you know? Like, it's so awesome. And as for Gigantamax Urshifoo, like, what the hell? A legendary Pokemon has access to a Gigantamax form? Are you kidding me? Like, that's just gonna be so awesome. I absolutely cannot wait to see what that thing can do in competitive play in its Gigantamax form. I can't wait to see what all of these Gigantamax Pokemon can do in battle. But guys, speaking of Gigantamax, those aren't the only Pokemon that got equipped with brand new Gigantamax forms. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I am absolutely proud to say and proud to admit that I am absolutely head over heels for the fact that we have ourselves Venusaur and Blastoise not only making it into the expansion pass, but also they get their own Gigantamax forms. Oh my god, dude, I'm absolutely pumped up about that, man. Gigantamax Venusaur just looks absolutely ridiculous. I cannot wait to see what that thing can do in battle, what its G-Max move is going to be. And same with Gigantamax Blastoise. Like, Gigantamax Blastoise, do you see that thing? Do you see how many cannons that it has coming out its back? Like, that is just absolutely insane. Like, wow, man. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, pumped up to see what these Pokemon can do in their Gigantamax forms in battle. Alright, so we're going to be going over some returning Pokemon for the Isle of Armor. We're not going to go over the entire list, but also do keep in mind that these lists are currently incomplete at the time of recording, as there will be more Pokemon likely added on here. But let's go over some of these Pokemon that are going to be making a return in Sword and Shield and shake up the competitive scene for sure. Number one, we have ourselves Chansey, aka Eviolite Chansey. Yeah, that thing is bulky as hell. And also, speaking of bulky, we got Slowbro as well, which is also a really good Pokemon with Regenerator. Golduck is pretty good with Swift Swim, and ladies and gentlemen, we also have ourselves the return of Azumarill, and with huge power, oh yeah, that Pokemon is going to be making an impact big time. Now, we also have ourselves Kingdra making a return as well, also a really good Swift Swim user. We also have ourselves Blissey, which is a really solid Pokemon as well, and we also have ourselves Magnezone, which is a very good electric type Pokemon. And moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, we also have ourselves the return of Volcarona. Now, Volcarona, you know, is normally pretty crippled when it comes to stealth rocks and stuff, right? Well, not with heavy duty boots. It can switch in as many times to that shit as it wants, and it's not gonna matter. It's okay. And we also have ourselves a Talonflame as well, which also shares the weakness of Stealth Rocks to Volcarona, but with heavy duty boots, that's not going to be an issue anymore really for it. Oh boy. Now, something else I would like to add in here is the fact that we have ourselves a brand new Galarian form to look forward to in the Isle of Armor, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, Galarian Slowpoke. Now, this Pokemon is said to be a pure Psychic typing with the abilities Gluttony and Own Tempo. Now, as for the way it evolves, it's really interesting because it's based on items. So, in order for you to evolve it into Galarian Slowbro, it is going to take an item found in the Isle of Armor, or if you want to evolve it into Galarian Slowking, it is going to take an item found in the Crown Tundra. So what are your guys' thoughts about all this, you know? Like, for those of you guys that missed out on the Direct, I mean, oh my god, there was just a lot of craziness that took place. I did a crazy reaction to it. I was flipping my shit big time. I'm excited for all of this, man, but more specifically, what are you guys more excited for? Are you guys more excited for the Isle of Armor, or are you guys excited for the Crown Tundra? Now, speaking of Crown Tundra, that will be covered in my next video, so be sure to be subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss out on videos like these. And that's going to be it here for this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, you know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, and most importantly, guys, smash it up in the comments down below, because I love hearing from you guys. Always have, always will. That ain't never gonna change, baby. Woo! So thank you guys again for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day or night, depending on your time zone, and I'll see you guys in the next one.